Hi Kiwi, and welcome back to a new episode of Neva. We're gonna keep traveling through this forest of decaying boars and birds, and we'll see what else we have to find. And while we're traveling, I may as well keep rambling about what I thought about the Switch 2 Direct. I'm trying to think what else there is really to talk about, because frankly I've covered all the major points that resonated with me the strongest. Pokemon Coliseum and other games of GameCube era getting announced for NSO. Game chat being a nifty feature that I think is, will be fun, because I mean the nature of the Switch has always been to kind of be a family-focused console, so it makes absolute sense that we have something that entices more party play or multiple party interaction sort of schemes. But it also is just like, they're like, this is a new... I'm making a joke that Donkey made in his recent review of the Switch 2 Direct, and I use the term review loosely. It's Donkey after all. Donkey kind of does whatever Donkey wants, but when they're like, this is a new feature to the Switch 2, and they say it's game chat, and it's like, that's an old feature. And he's not wrong. It is a function of a lot of consoles for a very long time. But nonetheless, I do appreciate it, and I'm very curious to see how the noise-canceling technology on the microphone works, because they showed off in the trailer that it blocked out the sound. Oh no, I am sorry, friends. That is a little grim. I know these are supposed to be lotuses, but my brain is just looking at them and saying, artichokes? Are those artichokes? But I feel as though... Oh, hey, you're still alive. Oh no. Oh no, are we enemies? I don't know if this thing's corrupted. Oh, it looks like it's got little weird sprouty things coming from it. Yeah, there they are. Pack them up, Neva. Alright, it looks like I need Neva to latch onto those things. Oh, hello. Get him, Neva. It looks like those things, the little creatures that are possessing this disappear relatively quickly. I need to be ready for it to drop things as well, or to rise the thorns from the ground. Interesting that those thorns are not corrupted, obviously. Unfortunately, I have no real way of healing against this. Oh no, there's a second one. Oh, okay. This game is surprisingly more boss focused than I would have expected. Sorry, I thought I was gonna summon things from the ground and I jumped inappropriately. All right, let's try again. At the very least, you can use the number of heads that come from them when they're showing their possession to know how many hits they have left. I do wonder if just basic tacking them will work here. Alright, it looks like their big horns into the ground diving attack is what does this. I can in fact heal it, so basically it's either... Neva is the equivalent of 3 hits here. It like seems to guarantee that we destroy a head, but also prevents us from stacking up HP. I'm lucky I didn't take damage there because I felt like I timed that poorly. Alright, so since there are 2 of them, I can probably have Neva attack 1, and I can focus on DPSing the other. And now that I've learned their pattern... Oops. Okay, we're fine. If Neva can kill one, I can kill the other. Works for me. Cool. Alright, that actually feels really cool. That also was vaguely cinematic. I appreciate that. Anyway, where was I? So... I don't think I'm dodging this. Somehow I did. I don't know. I will say, like, as far as hype for a new console goes, I'm not feeling it that strongly yet. I just know I have spent so much time playing Switch games, and like I've always joked and called myself a whore for Nintendo, and it's not entirely false. Pretty much my entire console gaming experience has largely been Nintendo focused. The only exception being the PS2 and PS3, and of course the PC, yeah, after undergrad started. But I just, ooh, that looks painful, bud. That looks really uncomfortably painful. Oh, you know what? This is probably the chapter boss. That would make sense. This must be the end of the fall chapter. That is very pretty. It's still, the color palette just isn't resonating me the way that Chapter 5 of Grease hit me, though, I will say, unfortunately. Growth. Finished Fall Part 2. Does that mean Neva's going to be even bigger now? Oh, I hope so. I want to see Big Wolf Puppy Friend.
Neva?
I do really wonder what our role in this world is, besides kind of fighting against and clearing away the corruption to replenish some degree of life into the world. Is this just like, is it a representation of our dying world? Oh, you know what? I should just call it the Neva, shouldn't I?
Neva!
Oh, we sound panicked.
Neva!
Oh, uh-oh. We don't have Neva to cancel this out this time. Oh, we got grounded. All right. Well, I guess we're into. Are we gonna just go into the Den of Corruption? Are we gonna be going into, what is it? Not Hollow Nest. Deep Nest? Are we going into Deep Nest? I hope not. This is there are a bunch of deer in the background, I think. Yeah, those. Or is that Neva? I think that's Neva. Like Shadows of Neva in the background. Huh. Anywho, what else do I have to talk about from the Switch 2 Direct? I'm trying to think. I mean, there were a lot of like third-party. Oh, you know what? This is one that I definitely was excited about. Can I call Neva?
Neva!
I don't think I should probably jump off of this, but maybe I have to. I don't seem to have any other options, so down we go. Yep. Okay. Good. This definitely feels reminiscent of Grease. It looks very similar to the structures of Grease. I mean, same developer. Inevitably, they're going to have parallels that look, at least cosmetically, aesthetically, kind of similar. I don't actually know where I'm supposed to go. I'm going to try dropping down and hope that I'm not punished for it. Does not appear to be the case, and we can break through this. Cool. In typical fashion to Grease, we are traveling downwards into the depths of despair and death, I guess. There are flowers on these walls, so I get the sense we'll be backtracking at some point. Stone statues as well that we were able to destroy. I wonder if there will be more of those. Oh dear. Alright, so we now have established mechanic that something can fall on us and explode. And I don't have Neva to block it. It does feel like I could probably dodge roll through those and not get hit though. But I have to be careful of these flowers. But anyway, so Kiwi and I, one of our favorite games that when it came out for the Switch was Age of Calamity, Legend of Zelda. She and I had never actually played a Warriors type game before, and we clocked so many hours into Age of Calamity. Also, look right there, there's Mamva, I think, unless that is Giant Neva, but I don't think it is. I think that's Mamva in the background. But my goodness, did we... Oops, I probably could have dodged that. At least we have a checkpoint that heals us still, thankfully. It's interesting, though, that the little creatures are holding up the sections. Anyway, I think... Oh, there you are, Neva. Are you mourning the loss of your mom, or are you about to be a boss fight?
Neva.
Sometimes the best way to deal with death is to understand that life goes on, and by that I mean there are still those around you who can help you cope with the loss. I guess life goes on is probably the wrong way to phrase that. That sounds kind of... What? Oh, they're mouths. Oh, I thought those were like little glowy red spots that I had to hit, but no, that's a face. We're dealing with portals, Kiwi. We're dealing with portals, I guess. This is definitely eerie because it's looking like more and more the walls are becoming crafted by the creatures. I don't like the idea of using these mouths as platforming options, but I guess we have no choice. We fall out of this thing very fast. There we go. I guess I can momentum cancel with our dash. It's easier than timing a double jump. Oh no. Getting out of the way. Huh. Something tells me if I dash to this... Oh, it did work. It does reset our dash, which is good to know. And okay, I see there are mouths on the bottom to get us used to this mechanic. I like that. Catches us from our fail state. I appreciate that very much, actually. Oh, no. I'm gonna get a little bit lost in the sauce while I'm doing these platforming challenges, I expect. At least they make relative sense. do appreciate that we can destroy some of these statues at least. Oh, I see. We would need to go down that way. It really does seem like this chapter is going to be more directly contending with the notion of having lost Neva's mother. How and what we accomplish in doing so, I'm curious to see. Oh no, yeah, you can see the creatures are starting to crawl on the body. I don't like that, because we know, like, I called it before, and I'm going to maintain the notion they are going to possess Mamba, and we're going to have to fight her. As like, how much do you want to bet that Mamba is the final boss? The most direct confrontation about death that we could possibly have. Alright, I need to be careful. These flower aesthetic enemies attack faster, and more importantly, they explode on death, and that's a problem. I'll have to learn what their signs of death are, their death throws and such. This feels like maybe? No? Okay. I very much appreciate that I can send Neva to cancel out whatever attack they're charging up for. Alright, this looks like a death state. Yep, there we go. Okay. It's telegraphed well enough if you expect it, but it's not fun if it hits you. Oh no, is it already happening? Oh, dearie, dearie me. I don't like Blood Moons, Kiwi. Hey, speaking of Blood Moons, why don't we talk about Age of Calamity a little bit more? So that was the first ever Warriors game that Kiwi and I ever played, and we played it together, which was a lot of fun. I was a Mifa main, and funny enough, Kiwi became a Sidon main, and I will say, like, there was definitely a trope of people having a lot of thirst for Sidon. No, Kiwi just liked his gameplay. Trust me, Kiwi's not the sort of character to thirst over heroic types. Kiwi is a villain stan, proud and true. But I remember I definitely was a Mifa main. And then I played Zelda a lot too. I think I was starting to learn Riju, but basically my mains were Mifa, and I'm unfortunately forgetting his name. I think it started with a T. I know it's not Tebra, that's the name of the location they're from, but the Rito clansman that wasn't Rivali. Teba, that was it. His name was Teba. Or Teba? I think it was Teba. I had so much fun playing both Mifa and Teba. They were really... Looks like we're going to have a backtracking sort of section. I'll see what's over this way first before I go to the right. But yeah, I was... Oh goodness, I am going to miss these... I am absolutely going to miss these Lotus things that can hurt us. And unfortunately, without a reliable way to heal... I do think I'll probably take a death to them. This looks really cool, but also very ominous. Like there's something in the center over there we're going to be fighting in a second. I'm trying to think. So yeah, I just remember flying around and spamming arrows left and right. And Mifa was kind of a healing. She had great AoE and great kind of like healing abilities. So I was able to keep Kiwi alive very well in our playthroughs. But yeah, I definitely very fondly remember those games together, because it was fairly early on in our list of games that we played together on the Switch in the first place. Which, so of course, it's gonna have a little bit of an extra, an extra strong memory in that regard. But it was also just I adored Breath of the Wild, easily one of my favorite games of all time, particularly on the Switch, and. Okay, there we go. Look, there's our little first, I guess I'll just call it a star friend. But how do we get out of here now? Oh, okay, we just go. We just go. I guess the path's changed over time. There's a memento over there. I don't see a direct way to get there, and I'm worried if I go down, I'll lose access to it, but I don't really have a better option. Yeah, I definitely missed out on it. Oh well. And now it's fairly clear that maybe there was a way to the right I was supposed to go to. Oh well, I missed out on at least 2 things that I could have interacted with, I suppose. But this is pretty. This is definitely Kiwi's aesthetic. Oh hey, look, we landed back where we started. So in theory, I could potentially backtrack. Kiwi, I might do that off camera real quick just to collect that one item since I have the option of doing so. Unless this path has been closed off to us, which in fact it has. So never mind, in typical fashion, I have locked myself out of a collectible, but we can always go back to it. I'm sure there's a chapter select in this game. I think I saw it in the menu already, yeah, chapter. So in theory, there's a chapter select that I can play with at any point if I really wanted to. Anyway, let's see. So what was I even talking about? Age of Calamity. So seeing, what was it? Age of Imprisonment. That's what it was. Age of Imprisonment, the prequel to Tears of the Kingdom. I am very excited for that because Kiwi and I have played Fire Emblem Warriors, and we spent so much time on Three Hopes, specifically Fire Emblem Warriors. We haven't played the actual other Fire Emblem Warriors that's out there. This isn't ominous at all. Ooh, that's creepy. I don't like that at all. We're absolutely going to be fighting corrupted Mamva. I'm trying to think. What else was there? Yeah, Kiwi was before. I forget. Who did Kiwi play before Sidon? Because I know she didn't end up maining, or she wasn't maining Sidon originally. I can't remember who it was, unfortunately. Oh, goodness. Definitely taking a lot of damage. This one does have lotuses on it, so I need to be careful of that. It looks like I could potentially stagger lock this enemy by doing my combo and then having Neva tag it afterwards. Oh, that's how I get up there. Okay. I can't. Probably shouldn't send Neva into it when it's exploding like that. Not a good idea. What else is there? I'm trying to think. Kiwi, I cannot for the life of me remember who else you made. I know you played a little bit of Zelda, I think, and her, for both of us, it was her awakened form, specifically the one where she has her, like, light arrows and light bow and such. Oh, hey. How do I get up there? Oh, okay, so having Neva attack that, maybe I can get the angle on this and break that. I see what probably had to happen. We had to attack those little pillars there. I suspect I might be able to cheese this. No, I think it's weak spots on the right side. So, all right. Unfortunately, I've likely locked myself out of that without having broken that from the right. But now I know how to do that in the future when I come back to collect, at least. I wonder if something different will happen this time while we're following. Look, I can dance in the air. Nope. Okay. So press X to activate totem. This place is very eerie, but I really dig the aesthetic. It's like super creepy, but also pretty cool. All right, so there's a face upwards now. Oh, you know what? I wonder if we have to fall again. Oh wait, Neva, can you do this? Can you attack the circle? No. Alright, I think I figured it out. In theory, Neva travels in a straight line, and there we go. Perfect. Alright, got it. A little bit of thinking, but not too much. And there we go. We've got our progression now. This game looks like it would have a satisfying speedrun, I feel. I'd love to see how they optimize movement with the dash and the jump and such. Because it does... I'm reasonably confident that you do move faster, at least with the air dash. And because there doesn't seem to be any momentum canceling or like speed loss when you land, they're probably constantly using the air dash to move a little bit faster. Oh, this isn't creepy at all. At least Neva's here to be our guiding light. Press Y to call Neva.
Neva.
Oh. Okay, that's cool. Well, interesting. So if we send out Neva to fight, we do lose the light from our body, but we have our damage source that way. I'm gonna try and get some healing off of this. There we go. Oh no. This game really punishes you from being too aggressive, which is, as previously established in another episode. Oh, hello. Something I am unfortunately prone to doing. Wow, they genuinely punish you for exploring to the left. That's so rude. I'm gonna have to be careful about this. Because these guys are definitely hiding in the areas I can't see easily without Neva. Can I call Neva to myself again? Okay, there we go. That doesn't actually seem to help me too terribly well, though. It's still pretty dark, and there are a lot of enemy corpses. I do find it very cool how they've used the enemies to kind of build structures, walls, and pillars and that sort of thing in this environment. I saw you moving. I don't like that. I don't appreciate that. Neva, where are you going? Oh, thank you for warning me that there was a thing there. Press RB and aim. Oh, okay. So I guess that is just to disable it temporarily. I see, okay. So we'll use Neva to clear paths, but we need to call her back afterwards because we need her for a number of things, it would seem. I'm gonna get jump scared and probably killed by those sorts of things again.
Neva.
Oh, thank goodness, a checkpoint I can heal. Honestly, not gonna lie, 3 hits for HP is pretty rough in this game. Because you have 1 HP for getting caught off guard and damage for that reason. You have 1 HP for understanding the mechanic but trying to figure it out, and then you have the 3rd to make sure that you don't fail to misplay it. Where am I? Okay, I fall out there. I guess the intent was that thing would hit us and knock us down. Anyway, so I'm trying to think, was there anything else that I definitely got like super stoked about from the Switch 2 Direct? I can't easily think of anything else that comes immediately to mind. Aha, I found a flower. Is there anything else? I think I've probably covered what I want to cover at this point. I guess if anyone's watching this, which certainly I feel aside from Kiwi is not likely to be the case, are there any games that you're excited about or that you're speculating? I guess I could talk about games that I would love to see on the Switch 2. I think that, honestly, the game I was least expecting but most hopeful for that if it could exist, it would exist, is Pikmin 5. I feel like out of every major Nintendo IP at this stage, Pikmin 5 is probably the game I'm most interested or excited about. It hasn't been announced, there's no notion of it coming out. Of course another Smash game would be a huge hit for me too, but I will again settle my expectations to relatively low. Huh. How do I do this? You know what? Oh, I get it. I go into this mouth and then I can fall into this one. There we go. The platforming here is simple and straightforward, but rewarding for figuring out the puzzles. They definitely want to make sure that you are paying attention to where these things are, though. I think... There we go. Perfect. Calling Neva. There she is. So it's so shadowy and foggy out here that we can't actually see. Oh, we're gonna see Mamba here for sure. We're definitely gonna see Mamba here. I think. Honestly, a new Warriors game I'm pretty looking forward to, if I'm being honest. I feel like Kiwi and I will have a lot of fun with that. Forgive me if the sound of the truck passing through in the background is getting picked up on the microphone. I don't think it is, but I don't know for sure. But anyway, if there are any games you're excited about or speculating about wanting, let me know. I'm curious because it's always the release of new games, the release of new characters in Smash for me in particular, always exciting news. Oh, you know what? I can talk a little bit about Mario Kart. Honestly, for me, I have not really been big into Mario Kart since the Mario Kart Wii days. Back then, I actually had a temporary, I think it was regional record. I think I was 5th or 8th place on what was it? It was DK Summit, and it was, I think DK Summit was where I had the placement, and then there was also a placement for whatever the volcano stage was that was broken that you could boost with mushrooms to just like bypass the entire stage and just do a lap around this section off to the side. Ah, there we are. How do I get up there? Probably go into the face and then, yep, there we go. But, oh man, I have not played Mario Kart with any significant intensity in a long while. Kiwi, when she got her Switch, got the bundle, so she does have a copy of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But for me, how do we get over here? This is another one where I don't see an obvious, this is how we go, so I'm just gonna follow the path. And maybe we'll wind up there on the other side eventually. Or maybe the game is just telling us this is the way to go in the first place. Alright, I think what I need to do is let's tag this so they don't attack us. And then if I fall this way, dash and jump, there we go. Now I can climb up and I should be able to get the little flower. Awesome. So, anyway, I lost my train of thought in classic Jeff fashion, unfortunately. Thinking and completely lost it. Kiwi, I may have not slept enough in typical fashion. It's astonishing how little sleep I chronically get, and I wish I was more reliable at sleeping, frankly. I could stand to do a little bit more sleep than what I tend to average. Oh, you know what? I see where I need to go. I need to go down this one and then dash to the right, and that should pop me out there. Okay. And there we go. Or I guess it... Huh, okay, I guess we're backtracking then. Try that one more time. Into the mouth. How did I get up there again? Right, mouth on the right. There we go. As you can see, my short-term memory is suffering severely from lack of sleep, if nothing else. Need to be quick on the draw on that, it seems. Alright, one more try. Here we go. There we go. Alright. Sorry the commentary is falling off. I'll probably call it quits soon, just because I seem to be more tired than commentary would permit. I'm just running out of things to talk about, I suppose, and I need to, like, maybe pause and think about what the next topic will be. Ooh, this is cool. Mamba in the big blood moon on a cloudy pass. Oh, yep, there we go. I'm assuming this isn't our final boss, though, so... It feels bad to have Neva fight this. I imagine I mostly have to focus on dodging until... that happens. Ooh, that is a lot of things to have to kill. I did not need to take a hit there. I did not need to take 2 hits there. Oh my goodness, I guess I was standing on top of it. It's so... this was an issue I had with Grease as well. Things are so zoomed out that it's harder for me to see where I need to stand or not stand. Alright, in theory we should be exposing our weak point now. There's no way of hitting it reliably without Neva knocking it down. Thankfully we can heal a full HP off of that, which is quite helpful. But... I am not good at the timing on this boss yet. I'm probably gonna take another death. The animations are beautiful, though. I really like this. Like, the explosions with the little wolf faces coming out of the ground. As long as I remember to dodge those dashes, but like, look at this little spin here, and it's all cloudy. It really does remind me of Kindred from League of Legends. And that's not, like, again, I think conceptually Kindred is easily my favorite champion in all of League. Just the idea of a manifestation of death, one that is focused on a peaceful, kind death, the other a warrior's death for those who fight death and like resist death. Their concept is just so fundamentally interesting and cool to me. Oh, thank goodness I didn't get hit by that. It was close. All right. But these attack patterns are genuinely really cool to look at. Like, I'm so busy getting enamored by them that I forgot to dodge. Oops. Unfortunate. But, I mean, Kiwi, I have sung you the tale of Kindred a number of times. There was a League cinematic that came out a while back that I thought was so cool because it was multiple characters dealing with potential death. There was Yasuo, this, like, samurai-type character. There was... Tryndamere, and there was Tryndamere. Yeah, there was definitely Tryndamere. I forget what Tryndamere was fighting, but it was, I think Tryndamere was just fighting a wolf that was supposed to represent wolf. I think there was one other character. I'm drawing a blank at the moment on who it was. I think, you know what, it may have been actually, I forget if this was the same cinematic, but they might have had like the story of Kayle and Morgana in the early days of Demacia, this big kingdom that has like anti-magic notions to it. I can't really remember for certain. I just remember being blown away by that cinematic, not only because it was gorgeous and the music that followed up with it was phenomenal, but because the animation and the addition to lore in that game was awesome, or like the representation of the lore. Like League of Legends is notorious for its cinematics. I mean, you've seen Arcane. Studio Fortige is a master at what they do. They have a very unique 3D with like 2D composited effects, and like 3D primary animation with 2D compositing, and it just looks so good. All right, I am definitely hovering uncomfortably around death at every turn pretty much, but thankfully this game is pretty forgiving in terms of letting you heal. Surprised, this boss feels like there should have been more to it, but we hesitated there. There was hesitation there in delivering the final blow. So that was all a nightmare, eh? Thankfully we have a good dog to help comfort us in our times of need. All right. Well, Kiwi, I think that's a good stopping point. Assuming, yep, there it is. Dormancy, finished Fall Part 3. So there can be multiple parts to a season. I guess the chapters will tell us when the seasons turn, more than anything. Neva's definitely gotten a little bit bigger too, I think, here. I wonder if that changes how we control her or not. Well, we can run faster. Oh, is this section just going to be on Neva's back? Are we just going to be running on Neva? We can't attack. I wanted to see what was to the left, because clearly their intent was to have us go to the right. And the developers of this game tend to be prone to rewarding us for exploring at least a little bit. Doesn't appear to be anything here that I can interact with, sadly. It feels like we're definitely moving significantly faster on Neva's back, but also like I think the dash lasts longer, and since the dash has a higher speed cap, it feels like we're going to be moving pretty quickly with this version of Neva. Anyway, Kiwi, with all that said though, I think I'm going to pause the episode here. I'm going to think about things to talk about in the next one, since I've kind of exhausted my notions of Switch 2 Direct and such, and we will pick up in the next one, okay? Kiwi, with all that said, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're sleeping, I hope you're sleeping well. I love you, and I will see you in the next one for some more dog-side adventures. Until then, sleep well, love. Take care.